today we are gonna do another question, which is if a plus b equals c and vector a plus vector b equals vector c, then angle between angle between vector a and vector b is, so the options that we have is 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. So this is a very simple question, and the obvious answer is it's 0 degrees. I said it's the obvious answer and I almost took the wrong one. So you might have a question, which is how could I tell it just by looking at it, and how can you solve it? So let's do it first of all by a formula method. Since vector a plus vector b plus vector c, vector a plus vector b equals to vector c, so we know the magnitude of the resultant is the square root of a squared plus b squared plus 2ab cos theta, and we need it so that we get c equals to a plus b, right? So we need c equals to a plus b. So I'm actually going to go backwards over here, so I will start from here. So we need c equals to a plus b. So if I need c equals to a plus b, I think I need c equals to a plus b whole square under a square root, since we have a square root over here. Which means if I expand this, we get a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. Which means to get from that up step, so to get from this step to this step, so to get from this step to this step, cos theta must be equal to 1, and cos theta is equal to 1 only when cos is 0 degrees or 180 degrees, and so or cos 1 cos is only equal when cos is 0 degrees, so cos 0 or 180 degrees, but we only need 0 degree right now, which means that the angle that you get is obviously 0 degrees, right? I think this is a pretty good mathematical way to get your head around that this is correct. But how do you understand this intuitively? So to understand this intuitively, I think the best way will be to do some um, pictures. So let's take this vector, let's make it white, let's make it thicker, and let's say that it has a magnitude of 2 units. Also, let's take another vector and make it so that it has a magnitude of 3 units, and let's color it blue. So if they are in the same direction, obviously you add them up and get the resultant, right? So this is the resultant, this is vector E, and this is vector B, and obviously this resultant, the magnitude of the resultant is just A plus B, right? I think that's pretty clear. But let's think of what question that you may have, because I know that this is correct, so I don't have any questions, but you might have some questions. So let's think what questions that you might have. A question that you might have is, why does this 2 vector lead to this vector as is resultant? Um, so the answer to that would be, let me think what would be the best way to say. So let's say if you have a ball over here and you have a force that acts like this, and again another force of B acts like that. So if two forces act, then the if we have to wait once more. If there is a ball and there are two vectors or two forces being acted on it in the same direction, um, so let's say vector A and vector B, so they are acting in the same direction, then I would assume that the force of A and the force of B will combine to give me something. So that would mean that the resultant, which is C in this case, will just be the sum of A and B. I think not a very good explanation, but it works. I mean, like, this is not a hard question. Like, I should not have to explain this. So yeah, this was it for today's video, because I don't think I need to explain it too much, because I think this is simple. I mean, isn't it? Like, I'm not sure, but I think this is very simple. So that was it for today's video. In the next video we are gonna do another question. So till then, bye bye.